Hey guys, so I had a request for a tutorial since obviously we're all getting older, and I had a request to do a everyday tutorial, say for someone older, say in their 40s, 50s, maybe even their 30s. So I decided to do a look that would be appropriate for really everyone, but focusing more in on as we're aging, some of the not to do's and some of the to do's rather. And so I'm just going to do a really quick video and walk you through the steps and the process for what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do tonight. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my Limelight by Alcone, the primer. Remember, we can do 4 sprays. We can do it in a T or an I. And so I'm going to choose an I. All right. And that'll dry pretty quickly. The very first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some concealer. All right, find my concealer brush. Here we go. All right, so again, Limelight by Alcone. This concealer is incredible. So like I told you the other night, you want to stretch your face down. You're going to look a little silly. Stretch your face down so that whenever you do put in your concealer here, you want to make sure that all of those crevices and wrinkles and everything is as straight as possible. All right, so we're gonna go in a little bit of concealer. We're going to do it in a triangle shape, as I mentioned to you the other night. All right. Now, you can actually use this concealer as also as an eyeshadow primer. So we'll put a little bit on our eyeshadow. The key to this is because when you put on your eyeshadow, as I told you guys a few nights ago, is that this really helps your eyeshadow stay in place. And it also gives it something to just kind of hold on to. All right. Okay. The next thing we'll do is tonight I'm going to use a little bit different stuff. So I actually have these brushes. You can use a beauty blender, which I most often do. You can either use the beauty blender and you do a stippling effect. Remember we talked about that, where you're pressing it into your skin. Okay. Or you can use a brush like this one. These are fantastic. I actually found these at TJ Maxx. They're Eye Beauties. I got a whole pack of like, oh gosh, probably 12 or 15, say for 12, 13 bucks. And so we're going to essentially just rub all of this in, as well as the eyelid. Okay. All right. Okay. So once that's done, the other night I started out with eyeshadow, but since I'm not going to be packing on a lot of eyeshadow, I actually will do what most people do, which is start with your foundation. Okay. For the foundation, we're going to go in with the Limelight by Alcone as well. Guys, I'm telling you, you've got to try this foundation. It is fantastic. You're going to love it. So if you don't love it, return it. Wrong color, return it. I'll be happy to match you guys up for a great color. But this little thing here will last you 2 to 3 times as long as what your everyday, like maybe Walgreens or Target or Walmart, whatever your normal run-of-the-mill foundation is. Guys, it's going to cost you a lot less money in the long run because it's going to last you a lot longer, and the coverage is phenomenal. It's like this wax based. It sits on top of the skin. It's not going to seep into the crevices and pores, and I'm telling you, you're going to love it in the sunlight as well. And I have never found a foundation that I love in the sunlight, okay? So I know that may not be key for everyone, but that is something that totally sold me on this. And in fact, I think I'm actually going to do that video that actually sold me for you guys coming up pretty soon, okay? So next what we're going to do is we're going to go in with our brush. You can use any brush. I was telling you guys the other night, it doesn't have to be expensive. I've got e.l.f. brushes. It's just making sure that you've got the right brush for what you are wanting to accomplish. Putting makeup on in a cell phone, I have to tell you, is quite fun. But we're going to try it tonight, see what happens. Because my phone fell the other night, we're going to try it this way and see if we have better luck. All right. So now that that's in, or now that that's done, I'm actually going to go in with a beauty blender. Now, you can use a foundation brush. And if you do a foundation brush, you want to do it in circular motions, okay, all over your face. You can do this, circular motions to get the foundation even, okay? So circular motions. Making sure you get in underneath your eyes. All right. We'll just use the brush tonight since we're going for, you guys may like the brush more than the beauty blender. Here's what I will tell you about the beauty blender. If you're needing extra coverage for specific areas, maybe around your nose here, or if you have certain spots on your face, I would tell you that you can go back, and if you just stipple this in, so you're just pressing it into your skin, even after you've done the brush, you can do this, and you're just going to press it in. You're not dragging and smearing, remember that. We're pressing it in. And it's going to really create that porcelain, flawless look. See here? Porcelain, flawless look. Okay. All right. You can rub this down your neck. You don't want to have a line around your neck. Okay. All right. Next thing. Some of you, obviously, you don't want to do contouring. I totally get it. Maybe you don't even want to do highlighting. However, that is my thing. That is something you can do even no matter what your age is. You can do that, but I would encourage you to add a little bit of at least bronzer to your face just to kind of brighten your face up, sun. Like you got a little sun-kissed look to you, okay? So I'm going to go in and do that tonight since I had that request for this specific video. And I'm going to take this brush here, okay? This is just an e.l.f. highlighting brush. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive, I assure you. And you literally are just going to dab this in, tap off the excess. And the best way for me to tell you how to do this literally is pulling your face in just like that. And these spaces right here is where you want to put that. Okay, so when you pull that in, and over time, you will actually learn how to do it without holding your face in, okay? You want to start at the ear, and you just want to drag that down. You don't have to do a whole lot. That's not the point. You can just do very little. And again, this just adds a little bit of color to your face. It gives you a sun-kissed look, okay? Same thing over here. Start at your ear. Work your way down. And then add a little bit around your forehead. And guys, we're not talking a whole bunch. And it's all about blending, okay? It's blend, 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 blend. We're not going to do anything crazy here. I'm literally doing an everyday look, okay? Now, if you do have a double chin, or if you have a round face, I would tell you to literally run this along your chin line, blend it down your neck. Nothing harsh. You're barely tapping it in there and you're tapping off the excess. It really will give you the illusion of a more defined chin line. Okay, now that's done. All right. Now, next thing on the agenda is we're going to go in and we're going to set all this. All right. So we're going to take this little trusty palette of Limelight by Alcone. And I'm going to take this powder brush here. This is a Royal and Langnickel multi-purpose powder, BMD-101. Got this at Walmart with a set of several different brushes. Great little brushes at an affordable cost. Dab your brush in here and go in circles. This just sets your foundation for the day. Okay. All right. Now, next thing is let's do eyebrows. Eyebrows are extremely important, okay? Now, you can actually do this two different ways, okay? You can use a pencil only, and like I was telling you the other night, using a pencil is extremely important, okay? Now, very first thing is that so many people make that mistake of brushing their eyebrows just over like this with a spoolie brush. They're doing it like that. Wrong thing. You don't want to do that. You actually want to make your eyebrows stand up. So I use this. This is a brow gel. Now this is Anastasia of Beverly Hills. I don't think you can read that, but it's Anastasia of Beverly Hills, and it's a brow gel. Okay, so I'm going to get up close and personal and show you guys how to do this. You're literally on the front of your brow. You're going to brush your brow up. You're just lifting those brow hairs up. Other side. Lifting those brow hairs up. Now, no matter age, okay? No matter age, you can either, maybe you choose to use a brow pencil. If you choose a brow pencil, I encourage you to get a good one, all right? Because the good ones have a very small point on them, okay? You want a small point because of the fact that you can create hairline-like strokes, not big, massive, wide strokes, or either a solid line. The idea is to create the illusion that it's just hairs, okay? Now, also, the front of your brow up here is supposed to be naturally thinner than the rest of your brow. We talked about that a few nights ago. Also, the perfect way to know how to do your brows is literally if you take a pencil, you can find out if you're plucking your brows too much by marking a line. That's where your brow should start, okay? Which mine is right on point. Then if you hold this like this, like at an angle, you make a mark there. And then my brow should end about right there. And you literally can connect those dots. So we'll do it over here again. There. There. And there. And that is the best way to find out if you are in fact plucking your brows entirely too much. If those lines do not match up, that is where your natural eyebrow should be, okay? Now, I prefer using a a brow gel and then using my pencil to fill in the front, only because I can fill in with a very softer hand. Again, totally up to you. It doesn't matter about age. You can pick whatever you want to work with. I just prefer using a brow gel. I'm going to get my, let's see, where is my, here we go. All right, so here's my brow gel brush. It has a very thin bristles, and then it has a spoolie on the end. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab this in here. We literally are at 15 minutes, so we're trying to do a quick look. I'm actually going to use a mirror for this because I don't think I can pull this off in the camera. All right, so here we go. You're going to start about right here, and then you're going to work your way over to the top, and you can fill it in however, and then we'll go back and do the outer edge. So I'm going to do both eyes and then come back. All right. All right, we're just going to blend that in with the little spoolie brush. Just like that. Okay. All right, we're going to do the other side. I'm going to start right about that point right there, just like we did on the other eye. Did the top. Hey, Charlie. All right, this eyebrow needs to be a little bit better. All right. Put that away. All right, now I'm going to go back with my my brow pencil, and I'm going to fill in the fronts of the brows with a very soft hand. Short strokes. Go back in with the little brush, brush it out where you created the little strokes. Okay, so now brows are done. Okay, all right, now next thing, eyeshadow. We're almost done. That's how easy this is going to be. Eyeshadow. So I was requested again for someone that may be aging very well and aging very lovely. Wanted to know what they could do that was more age appropriate rather than packing on shadow. So tonight we're going to go with neutral tones. Neutral tones are very complimentary for all ages. The first thing, believe it or not, I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some pressed powder to give my that base color. I'm going to take just a fluffy brush. Actually, that is not the brush I'm going to use. I'm going to use this brush, my Morphe brush. All right, we're going to go in, tap off the excess, and we're going to fill in that eye all over with shadow. Same thing on the other side. All right, so sticking with neutral colors and light brown colors, I'm actually going to take a look at my Tarteist Pro palette. This palette, guys, is incredible because it has some bold colors, it has some glittery colors, but it has also a lot of light colors. You don't necessarily have to get this palette, but I would tell you to find one that has light neutral earth tones in it, and you can create whatever look you are wanting to go for, okay? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back in with this brush, and I'm going to go in with the color Indie, okay? Indie is this color right here. It's just like a very soft brown color. And I'm going to fill in my eye, the crease of the eye, working from the outer corner over. Same thing on the other eye. Work from the outer corner over. You're just making windshield wiper motions. And Limelight by Alcone has some really amazing earth tone shades where you can build your own palette. I would also take a look at those as well, and you may find some on there, and you can pick out the colors that you want to go with for like an everyday look. Okay, all right, so now that that's done, you're going to pull it up a little bit onto your up on this area, your brow bone. Not all the way up, but just a little bit, so that when we go back in with one more color, we're not going to go in with a bunch of colors tonight. We're going to go in with one other color. I'm going to take this color called Edgy. Again, light earth tone color. Tap off the excess, and I'm actually going to use, well, I can use the mirror on here. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a V, and then we're going to go back in and we're going to do that windshield wiper motion to get it all smoothed out. So make the line there, a line there, and we're going to blend all this out. So do not be scared by this. We're just making a V with that edgy. Okay, now we're going to go back with that same Morphe brush, and we're going to smooth all of this out. You want to blend, blend, blend. That's all you want to do. But you want to keep this down more on the lid because you don't want to cover up the bold color. In fact, I'm going to go with a little smaller brush so I don't cover up my colors. Okay. All right. All smoothed out. Very simple, very soft, nothing over the top. Okay. If you don't like it to be so bold, you literally can sit there and you can continue. You could take another brush. You can continue to work that out. And the more you work on it, the smoother the edges become, and it also spreads the color out even further, okay? But I'm going to stop there because I like a little definition on the different shadows, okay? Now, the final step is I want to pick a very light color to cover my lid portion, okay? Since I've done the earth tone browns on the outside, I'm going to pick the color Chic. Chic is a very soft, neutral color. It doesn't have it has more of a pink tint to it. Tap it off, and I'm just going to put that right on my lid. Not all over, not covering up, just on that, basically from here to here. So inside that V. You can do it with whichever brush you feel most comfortable with, okay? Eyeshadow's done. That's it. No more eyeshadow. Very soft and simple. Appropriate for women of all ages. The next thing is I'm going to do, some people are scared to death of liquid eyeliner, okay? And that's okay because you technically can use a pencil for whatever. As you get older, you may opt to go with, say, a brown pencil over a black pencil, but honestly, I love a black pencil, and I love a black pencil on all ages. So I'm going to go in with a black pencil today, and I'm going to show you how to do it with a pencil and then tight lining. Let me see which one I want to use. All right. So I'm going to go in with my trusty Rimmel, all right, and I'm going to sharpen it first. It's not, you got to have a nice sharp edge, or it's not going to look the best, okay? Now, I'm going to do this using my mirror here. I'm going to start in the corner, and I'm going to work my way over, okay? So, in the corner, work my way over. We're not going to use a wing or anything like that. Also, a pencil is very forgiving because we're going to go back and we're going to smudge it a little bit. But we're not going to do a wing. All right? We're going to go back and smudge it, so no big deal. You can actually see a little spot right there. We'll fix that. Okay, we're going to do the other eye. We're going to start in the corner. Okay, done. All right. Now, we're not finished with this quite yet. We're actually going to take a more stiffer brush, okay, like this one. This also came in the same set as this one at Walmart. They're bright colors. You can find them over on the makeup aisle. All we're going to do is we are going to drag over that line and just make it smooth. Do not stretch your skin out too far or it will cause wrinkles. But you can certainly help it out a little bit. Do the other side. I've got to help Charlie. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So now that we've done that, now we're going to do tight lining. Tight lining literally is lining the upper edge of your eye, okay, underneath that basically your waterline area, but we're only going to do the top of the eye, okay? All right. Now, what I would tell you is if you're older, you probably want to stop there. If you do anything, you definitely can add a little bit of color down here if you like, but I would tell you to keep it minimal right below the lash line. I would not put a lot, and I would only put it to the middle of the eye so that it opens the eye up. A lot of times you may not actually feel comfortable doing this, especially if you have a lot of lines under your eyes. You may not want to bring extra attention to them. So, but for the sake of it, this does make your eyes pop open by only lining to about right there in the middle. Okay, and that's it. That's it for eyeshadow and eyeliner. All right, now we're going to put on some mascara. I'm going to put on my Limelight by Alcone mascara. I'm going to use my mirror. So that it's easier for me. And you just want to start at the bottom, and you can zigzag up, whatever way makes it easiest for you to put on mascara, but that actually can lengthen them by zigzagging up. I prefer just to do the sweeping motion from the edge of the lash through the tips of the lash. I got a little bit of mascara on my skin. Let me clean that up. Just use a brush or a Q-tip. Cleans it right up. Okay? All right. So, next eye. Again, you can start at the bottom and wiggle your way up. Or you can do like I do, but starting at the bottom, following through all the way to the tips of the lashes. Now, you can do one coat or you can do 2 coats, whatever you prefer, okay? I normally do 2 coats. So I do one eye, and then come back to this eye. You don't have to do 2 coats. I just prefer to do that, because I want them to look as thick and long as they can. Okay, now the next part is totally preference. You can put a little mascara on your bottom lashes, or you may leave them just the way they are. It's totally your call, no matter your age, all right? If you want it on the bottom or not. I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom only because it adds a little bit more color to my face. But I only do 1 coat on the bottom. Okay. All right, that's done. Okay, final touches: blush, lipstick, and also a little highlighter. A highlighter just honestly brings a little bit of like brightness to your face along your cheekbones to just add a little bit of color. Okay, so this is totally your call. If you decide not to do it, don't do it. I'm actually going to go back in with my Morphe brush. You can also use a fan brush, which creates a lot less intensity as well. Totally your call. You dab it in, tap it off, and you're going to run it right along that cheekbone and right underneath your eye. This is just an extra touch. If you don't want to do this, you do not have to do it. I also add a little bit on the tip of my nose and here. Also like a little bit up here and in my Cupid's bow. All right, and then a little bit of blush. I'm going to go in with IT Cosmetics. This is in the color Je ne sais quoi, I believe. It's an Ombre Radiance. Fantastic color. Love this color. You can also use Limelight by Alcone as well. Their colors are very pigmented also. In fact, just because I'm promoting my lovely products, we're going to go in with a Limelight by Alcone. I'm going to go in with this color over here. I'm going to tap my brush in it, knock it off, and you're going to do the rosy part of your cheeks. It's basically when you go outside and you get really cold, that rosy cheeked look, it just brings some life into your face. That's all you're doing, okay? So we're going to just put a little bit on the cheek, on the rosy of your cheeks. You can drag it up a little bit, just so you don't look like you got big brown circles here. Okay? All right, final touch, lipstick. Tonight, we're going to go in with a very light color. Light colors are kind of key as you get older. You can wear bold colors for certain occasions, but generally speaking, almost every day, I wear a neutral nude color. It's like my go-to. Plus, it's Niles' favorite. Niles prefers that nude lipstick. All right, so let me find the one that I want to use. We're going to use this one. This is Limelight by Alcone Enduring Lip Color. It's in the color Creme Brulee. It's a very soft color. And there you go. All right, the last thing you want to do is Limelight by Alcone, actually that's the wrong one, the makeup finish spray. This locks in your makeup so that it does not, so it'll stay in place. I lost my words for a second. All right, here we go. Again, it only takes about 4 sprays. All right, and this is an everyday look. This is something that women of all ages could wear. Run this brush through my hair. It is something that would be appropriate for any woman, 30s, 40s, 50s, even 20s. Just a very soft, very quick. It's been 37 minutes and 22 seconds, but what I would tell you is that it's because I've been talking a lot. So you actually would not need to it would not take near as long for you to complete this look on a daily basis. Let me know if I can help color match you. I'm here to help. And again, I encourage everyone, try these products. Limelight by Alcone, you won't regret it. Fantastic coverage, wears long, doesn't melt off your face, and the colors are very pigmented and bright, and it just really makes your makeup look on point. So I will drop in the comments below, or actually above this video, the link to my party. Guys, I'm doing a launch party right now. Just support me. You can even buy, say, a lipstick. There's things that are $25 or less. Foundation is in, like, I think it's $36 if I'm not mistaken. I'm still learning all those lovely prices, but what I would tell you is it lasts a while, so give it a shot and let me know how I can help you. Thanks so much for joining me, and if you have some other looks that you want me to recreate or do, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to do that. Have a good night. Bye.